Have you ever witnessed anything paranormal? That's the question I get asked a lot, and that's the question I am going to answer today. Hello, everybody. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Brian. My YouTube channel is Middle Aged Bald Guy, and what I do is I go and explore old cemeteries and haunted places. But today, the weather's pretty frightful outside, so I decided I'm going to answer a couple of viewer questions instead. And that question is, have you witnessed anything paranormal? And have you ever seen a ghost? I get those questions quite a bit. Now, what is paranormal? Well, Merriam-Webster defines paranormal as anything that is not scientifically explainable. Now, as a certified project manager, I don't like that one bit. I like data. I like things you can explain. I like things that you can analyze. I like things that are black and white. And I tell you what, when something paranormal happens, my brain goes into overdrive and I overthink things and I try to figure out why did that happen? And when I can't come up with a solution, it bothers me for sure. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to play 5 video clips from some of my YouTube videos. These video clips, paranormal things have happened, and I'm going to rank them from number 5 to number 1 and let you be the judge on what you think. Okay, everyone, before we get started today, I need everyone to help me out. I need everyone to go below my video there. Over there on your right is a subscribe button. So please subscribe to my channel. And then a little bit on your left there is the like button. No, not the thumbs down. Don't give me a thumbs down. Thumbs up. Give me the thumbs up button. Like the video. And if anything paranormal has happened to you, put it in the comments. I want to hear about it. I think that stuff is fascinating. All right, let's get on with it. So this first clip I'm going to play for you comes from Southeast Grove Cemetery in Crown Point, Indiana, also known as Gypsy Cemetery. Now, I didn't know anything about this cemetery when I first went there. There was a cemetery near this one that I went to explore, and I noticed this one was close, so I just went and I explored it. Now, this cemetery gave me some crazy vibes. I didn't get anything. I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything. But you know, you have that sixth sense where that hair stands up on the back of your neck and you just really feel like something is there. Well, this cemetery gave me the feeling that it did not want me there at all. So I promptly came home, did a little research on this cemetery, and found out it's haunted. There's a lot of lore around this cemetery, and some of the lore I read is back in the 1800s, Romas, gypsies, came and camped on that land temporarily, but the local folk weren't really happy about that. And some of the stories I read is some children were mysteriously dying to the Romas were stealing things. Anyways, I don't know what the exact story is. The local folks pretty much drove the Romas off that land, and before they did, they cursed the land. And that's supposedly why it's haunted. And although I didn't really see anything, hear anything, or anything like that, I definitely had a sense I did not want to be here. So here's the clip for that. Yeah, I don't know if it's because I was kind of having problems with my video function or what it is. But I do get an uneasy feeling in here. Let's go up over here. I get the feeling something doesn't want me here. It's bizarre. Like I said, I've never had this feeling here before. Usually in memory of Thomas Temple. Usually, like I said, I get a welcoming feeling or, you know, peaceful feeling. Here, not so much. It's weird. It's weird. I'm feeling a little more comfortable up here. It's back there. I don't know. That's weird. Okay, guys, so this next one is from Manteno, Illinois, Manteno Hospital Cemetery. So there was an asylum in Manteno that started, I believe, in the 1920s or 30s, went through the 60s or 70s. They literally trained people in from Chicago to Manteno. There was a train line that ran there to bring patients there. It was not a good place. It was very overcrowded. They didn't know anything about mental health. They did a lot of experiments. Lobotomies went on there. Um, it was pretty bad conditions. And when the patients would die, they would bury them in Manteno Hospital Cemetery, which was about a mile away from the asylum. And they would bury them in, I don't even know if they buried them in coffins or not, because there are quite a few sunken graves out there. So if they did, it was probably just a pine box. And if you're lucky, they put a little stone with their name on there. Uh, Most of them just had numbers, and it was really sad. And this cemetery is out in the middle of farmland. There isn't much around there. And what I did that day is I brought two pieces of equipment with me. I brought a digital audio recorder, and I brought what is called an EDI Plus. And what the EDI Plus does is it records temperature, it records vibration, it records electromagnetic fields. And it comes with an SD card. You take it out, you put it in your computer, you can see this data in like an Excel format. It's really cool, especially for somebody like me who likes to analyze things. So I went out there, I took these two instruments with me, I put them down in the middle of the field, which is the middle of the cemetery, walking around the cemetery. I got a feeling on the eastern border of the cemetery, there were some trees. And at one point, when I was walking, there were birds, crows in the trees that just started to go crazy. I mean, they were just starting to make a racket, all kinds of noise. And I commented on the video how loud the birds were. But I also got the sense I was being watched. And I almost felt like, to me, it felt like the patients that were buried there, some of them were like in the grove of trees, underneath the trees, watching me walk around the cemetery. At least that's how I felt. But I felt like they were scared of me. They didn't want to. They didn't want to bother me. They didn't want to go near me. They were scared of me. Um, so I got that feeling, which, okay, that's a little weird. But then I also got some data off of my EDI Plus. So let me play that video clip here for you. What I'm going to do here is I did bring my recorder with me and another piece of equipment. I'm going to turn those on for a little bit. My thought is this: these people have lived such terrible lives and been through so much that I'm not even sure they realize they're dead. So I'm going to turn this equipment on a second and see if we can capture anything. Okay, I've set up the digital recorder and the EDI meter. EDI meter records temperature, variations in pressure, humidity, vibrations, electromagnetic fields. So I'm just going to leave that there. The buzzards are circling. It's not a good sign. You can see the birds. They just started to go crazy. I am at the corner of the cemetery, and this shows you how big this is. It's serene, sad. I'm gonna walk over now and get the recording equipment. I will review it, and if I do find anything that I think is weird, I will put it in the video. Okay, we got some data. So as you know, I had two instruments out there. I had the digital recorder. I also had the EDI Plus. The EDI Plus is what records the temperature. It records the barometric pressure. It records the EMF readings and some vibration. So what I'm going to do here is bring up a couple of graphs from the EDI Plus. As you can see, the top graph over here is showing you EMF, and EMF is in milligauss, is the unit of EMS measurements. You can see here it's at 4.11 between the start and a minute 8. And then at the bottom graph, that's vibration. And you can see here that it's way up between the start and a minute 8 in. So there's definitely some anomalies going on here, large vibrations and larger than normal EMF readings the first minute 8 seconds that this EDI detector was on. You can see after a minute 8 seconds, so from a minute 9 to about a minute 48 seconds, these readings go down. They go down to what I'm considering a base level. You can see 2.5, and then for the vibration, it's down to 15. So everything calms down for a little while, and then at a minute 48 seconds, we see this peak up once again, and it really peaks this time. The vibration goes all the way up, and the EMF spikes to almost 8. I mean, this is in the middle of the field. There's no electromagnetic force. There's no electricity out there. There's no reason for that to spike up to 8. So it spikes up to 8 for about 7 seconds, and then it calms down to the end. And at the very end, that little spike there is where I picked up the meter. Very interesting anomalies. I must say that this EDI device is not some lab-calibrated $1,000 device, but for my purposes, it does what I need it to do, and that is look at trends, look at trends in data, and it's exactly what we have here. It's showing trends in data, so it's perfect for what I need it for. Is this paranormal? Yeah, I mean, this is something other than normal, so yes, I would consider this paranormal. Okay guys, my next video comes to us from Midlothian, Illinois and Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. If you know, you know. And if you don't know Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, well, you're missing out. So Bachelor's Grove Cemetery has been on many TV shows throughout the years. It's rumored to be the most haunted cemetery in America. So I go there at least once a year, and it never disappoints. I have been to Bachelor's Grove. I mean, it's nothing that I would call major that happens, but just enough to keep me coming back. It's really an interesting little cemetery. I was out there a couple years ago. I was filming, of course, doing a video. I think it's my first video out there. I want to say maybe it was 2022, maybe 2021. And I was out there taking a video and walking along this path that is adjacent to the cemetery. And my camera is on a gimbal, which helps with vibration, which keeps my camera straight and keeps my viewers from getting a headache. And usually the camera's straight, and as I turn, the camera turns with me. This time I was walking straight, and the camera just kept turning to the right, turning to the right, turning to the right. And I wasn't telling it to turn to the right. And it was very weird. Now my camera is not working correctly. My gimbal isn't rotating when I'm telling it to rotate. That's interesting. Okay, gimbal, I would like to rotate. There you go. Never really done that before. It wants to, when I keep the gimbal straight, it wants to rotate to the right. So now it's straight, and you see the camera? it rotates to the right. So now I'm rotating the gimbal far left to straighten the camera out. That's not how it should be. So now it's straight, and now it rotates to the right. That's bizarre. Huh. This most recent time I was out there, which was October of 2024, I took my digital audio recorder with me. I put it on the base of the tombstone that the Madonna of the Grove. Many of you know that famous picture. If not, check out my video. It's in my video that took place in like 1991, where somebody supposedly captured an image of a ghost sitting on her tombstone. So I put the digital audio recorder there. I started walking around the cemetery. I went down to this pond area, and I said, if anybody's here, anybody wants to communicate, I have that digital audio recorder up there. Go up to it and say something. And as soon as I said that, when I was reviewing the digital audio recorder, so I had my video, and then I had my digital audio recorder. I synced them up, the timing of them up. And right after I said, go say something to the digital audio recorder, I caught something on the audio recorder. Can't make this stuff up. So here's a couple video clips from Bachelor's Grove. Enjoy. So, I don't know, people like to do that. That's the infant stone. So I'm going to set a couple of things up here. Hold on one second. I have to put batteries in one of my devices, and I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm back. I put the batteries in. This is the EDI Plus. This is what I was telling you about, that records temperature, vibrations, pressure, electromagnetic fields, etc. So this is a good one. I am going to, now I brought this the first time I was out here at Bachelor's Grove, and I got out here and the batteries were dead, even though they were brand new. What I suspect is that this button is easy to turn on, and I think it was turned on inadvertently and the batteries died, so we're going to turn it on. There you go. Temperature right now 69.1, and this records everything on an SD card, so that's pretty nice. So I'm going to set it right here, and you know, for those of you that don't know, this is the famous tombstone of the woman in white, the one whose picture they got, supposedly real, of her sitting on this tombstone back in, I believe, the 90s, early 90s. And I also have this electronic voice recorder. I'm going to push play on this and record for a little while. Oh, we're not recording. Okay, wait. Here's the record button. All right, you can see that starting to record. I'm going to put that down here as well. And let's go walk around a little bit. We'll leave that there. If there are any spirits here, any ghosts of any kind, if you do want to communicate, please walk up to one of these devices. They will not hurt you. Speak whatever you want to speak. They will record your voice. Again, they're like toys. They won't hurt you. They just want to a way to communicate with you. That's all that is. So please feel free to come up here. There's no harm whatsoever. Wow. So again, if anyone is here, any spirit wants to communicate, please go over to those devices that I set up on the tombstone and communicate with us. You could shake the devices, you could talk into the devices, you can scream, throw the device across the cemetery, whatever you want to do. At this point, something really weird happened. The digital voice recorder picked up something strange. It sounded like wind, followed by a moan, followed by more wind, and then silence. Keep in mind, it was not windy out there, and I didn't hear any moans. Take a listen to this.
It is things like this that keep me coming back to Bachelor's Grove Cemetery.
That'd be wonderful. Okay, my number 2 most paranormal video, which is actually this photo right here, Star Grove Cemetery. This is actually Bachelor's Grove here. Star Grove Cemetery in Wilmington. Absolutely amazing. Well, first off, it's in the middle of the woods. It's about 1.5 miles, 2 miles from the nearest road, so I have to actually take my mountain bike in there. And it is a cemetery that hasn't been touched. It looks probably like it did 100 years ago. Great shape, no vandalism, which is wonderful. Very peaceful, quaint cemetery. So I went in there. I was doing a video. This is probably 2021, maybe 2022. I think it was 2021. And walking around the cemetery, just videoing all the different tombstones. And birds started to go crazy. I guess there's a bird theme here, right? With Manteno Hospital, too. Birds started to go crazy. And I heard the sound of a music box play. And it's you can hear it on the video. So when I play the video, you hear the birds go crazy, but you can also hear a music box. And my mind went crazy because I couldn't process what was going on because it sounded like I think I even said it on the video, an ice cream vendor truck or something like that, or chimes, I think I said. But it was definitely a music box. And when it lasted for about 15 seconds. And when it was playing, I was just like, where is this coming from? Because I wanted to pinpoint the location of the sound and I couldn't. It was just like all around me. I could not like determine if it was to my left or to my right or where it was. It was just like there. And it didn't scare me, but it is something that I never figured out what that was. And to this day, it is, yeah, I guess it was kind of creepy. Yeah, it was creepy. So here, I'll play that video clip now.
Do you hear that? I hear bells. There's birds. Definitely birds. But I hear bells, like chimes, almost like ice cream vendor coming down the street, that like type of thing. It's gone now. That was weird.
Now, here's the problem with paranormal. So, about 20 years ago, paranormal phenomenon really became popular through TV shows. Here's the thing, yes, they're fake. I mean, the TV shows are fake. You Every TV show, every episode, they find something paranormal. That's just not realistic. That's not how it happens. I mean, you can go to a so-called haunted places 50 times and nothing's going to happen. And that 51st time you go, you might get a paranormal experience. So I hate to break it to you. Yeah, those shows are for entertainment purposes. Because really, who's going to watch paranormal shows if nothing ever happened? I'm not going to. And the same goes for social media. You got people on YouTube and other social media platforms that claim everything's paranormal. And again, I've been to hundreds of cemeteries and haunted places. And at best, I have a handful of things that have probably happened at best. And yeah, it's just not realistic. And today with AI as well, people can do all kinds of stuff. As a matter of fact, this photo here, I did that using AI. And I really know nothing about AI, and that took me about 2 minutes to produce. So it's not hard. And that's something I will never do. I will never make anything up. And everything that I have on video, I've tried to explain scientifically, um, and just haven't been able to. Okay, guys, now we're to the number one video. Now, this video was an actual paranormal investigation that I did. It was at Billie Creek Village in Rockville, Indiana. And Billie Creek Village is on about 70 acres of land. I think there's about 38 buildings or something like that. So, what happened was when Rockville was getting built up, instead of tearing down their old buildings, they would move them to this 70 acres of land and then build a new building in its place. So there's all these historic buildings. There's the old governor's house. There's a couple of churches, a school, a general store, which we have right here. That's a photo of it. Um, and I'll be honest with you, I went there not really excited about paranormal stuff. I wanted to check out these old buildings. I didn't think this place was going to be haunted. Um, I didn't think anything was going to happen there, and I was extremely wrong. And the night started out pretty slow. We went to the governor's house. I had my digital audio recorder with me. I had somebody in the group had dowsing rods, and if you know what those are two pieces of copper bent at 90 degrees, and you hold your hand still, and the copper is going to cross or go back and forth and move around. Um, Somebody had that. Uh, we also had a book that had a music box in it that was activated by motion. And we brought this into the different places, the different buildings we're in. Really weren't getting anything. We didn't get anything in the school. We didn't get anything in the governor's house. A couple other places we didn't get anything. And then we went into the old Baptist church. The church was built in 1859, and we went in there, and wow, wow. One of the guys with us, Jimmy, had the dowsing rods, and he was standing there at the pulpit. And I believe at one point in time, one just started spinning like crazy, and his hands were still. You can tell he's like, I'm not moving my hands. We had the motion detector in a pew that was not near us, it was off to the side. And that started to go crazy. Um, it was quite remarkable, honestly. And we were standing there, I was standing there just going, wow, wow. I mean, there was communication with whatever was there. And the music box at one point in time, I think I went over to it and even checked it and moved it further over on the pew just to make sure there wasn't like a spider or something walking in front of it. It was incredible. Definitely the best paranormal footage I've captured. And well, I'm going to stop talking about it. And here it is here. So we've got activity with the dowsing rod. The dowsing rod is asked, yes, now it's pointing at me. Wow. We've got dowsing rod activity. We have the music box going off.
Multiple people here now. You guys
Yeah.
all playing music? Yes.
Holy cow. Thank you for playing the music box and communicating.
Awesome.
That is crazy.
Thank you. That means a lot to us. It's so nice to meet you. It's so nice to connect with you just in this little way.
Can we bring more people in here so they can listen to the music? What do you think? The more the merrier in church, right?
It's church, yeah. Please raise your spirits up here.
Oh, geez. Now they're just spinning.
You guys are all around now. You're all coming out to play the music. That's good. We love hearing music.
Can you do the music box one more time for us? It's such a pretty music. Just one more time.
You're fantastic. It's so nice to
And they're
connect
coming in
with
the
you.
door now? Bring them in. Tell them to play the music when they come in.
That's crazy. Thank you.
Thank you.
You are amazing. That is amazing. That was absolutely crazy, guys. So those are 5 videos that I have out of the hundreds of videos and places I've explored where I feel like something paranormal happened. So you can tell, not every time somebody goes to a haunted location, something's going to happen. And just not the way it works. Um, I've been to several other haunted locations. I've been to Ohio State Reformatory, hence the sweatshirt here, and wonderful, wonderful prison. That's where Shawshank Redemption was filmed. Not a thing happened. I've been to a couple other places, same thing. Nothing happened. It just depends. It just depends on what night you go. It's one of those things. So the second question I get asked a lot, are ghosts real? I don't know if ghosts are real. Um, have I ever seen a ghost? I don't know. And why I say that is this. And one of the reasons why I'm interested in the paranormal is because of this story. My grandmother, when I was probably 13, I would stay over at her house once in a while, like if my parents went out or something. And she lived in an apartment on the second floor. And her apartment was a 2-bedroom apartment. And both bedrooms, neither bedroom was very big, but when I would sleep over there, I'd sleep in one room. And it was a queen size bed. So you'd walk in the door, and on your right was the closet, and on your left was the queen size bed. And there was probably a 3-foot path between the front of the bed and where the closet starts. And I remember one night I was sleeping and I woke up, or maybe I was half asleep, I don't know. I woke up and I remember seeing like a figure at the foot of the bed. It was a male figure. It wasn't very detailed, but I could tell it was a male figure. And he like clutched his chest, and I remember seeing the figure like fall. I didn't hear any sounds. There was no sounds to this whatsoever, and it happened really quick. And I did find out after that supposedly the previous tenant of this apartment had a heart attack in the bedroom and died. Now, is that what I saw? Did I actually see a ghost of the previous tenant? Or was it just a kid who was half awake, whose mind was playing tricks on him? I don't know. And that's something that I've questioned for a while. And that's one reason why I got involved with paranormal stuff and investigating paranormal stuff, because I want to know the truth. And these videos, to me, are truth that something that can't be scientifically explained does happen. Now, nothing scary's ever happened to me, nothing demonic's ever happened to me. and hopefully it won't. But thank you for watching my video today. And again, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Please like this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. And again, share your story if you have one. And as always, keep exploring.